What's up, bitches? Welcome back. So it's been about 3 days. We are outside the dentist office once again because today the first 2 fillings are going to be filled. There are 2 tiny cavities on the back far tooth, so she's going to be taking care of those today, which I'm not excited about because, yeah, it's the first time I'm getting actual work done on my teeth in 14 years, which is a long time. The last thing I got done was these caps. That was the last thing that I had done. And so I'm not looking forward to getting my cavities done, but it is essential and must be done. They're not gonna let me film too much, if anything, in there. So if I don't see you beforehand, I will see you after my appointment. I'm gonna get ready to go here. It's the dentist. Hello.
Oh, hi, Samantha.
Hi.
Hey, I'm just calling to do the screening with you prior to you entering the office, if that's okay.
Yep. All right. So we've done our screening. They do it every time I go into. They did it once when I made the appointment, and then again when I went into the appointment. And every time you enter the building, you have to do the screening test. But that's good. We want to make sure everything is safe. I'm gonna get ready to go. I'm gonna put my mask on, and then we're gonna head out. And then I will see you guys after the appointment. Hopefully, I won't be too numb to say or do anything, so we'll see. Anyway, we'll see you guys then. It's only like 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's already like there's so much free parking right now, and there's not a whole lot of traffic compared to what should be in this area. This area should be super busy. Probably sounds busier than it is, but yeah. Just finished walking back to the car. My mouth feels very numb and weird, and I'm sure by the time I get in the car and take this mask off, I can show you. Okay. The appointments are so long, but they won't let you use the washroom to prevent, COVID, so every time I finish, I always have to pee after. All right, let's see. Let's check the damage here. Well, it looks weird. And it's not lipstick or anything. It's, they had a metal piece. It was like right here, and it's kind of marked up my skin a little bit. This side of my face is definitely droopy and numb. So that's fun. I can't really smile. That's what happens when you get a new grill. Wow, that's a weird face. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna check in with you guys in a bit. What's up, bitches? So, as you know, I did go to the dentist after 15 years, and it was an experience. So, I didn't get into all the details about my first appointment, mainly because there wasn't a whole lot to my appointment. So I feel like that video was a little bit of a lackluster kind of video. So let me go over what happened at my first appointment. They have this procedure now where they do like the intake, and they make sure that you're not experiencing any symptoms when it comes to COVID right now. And once you're allowed access, then they take you straight in where you're allowed to take off your mask, and then they dig around in your mouth. So the first thing that they did is, because I haven't been at the dentist for so long and my records were no longer available, they took x-rays. So the x-rays were done on both sides of my mouth and the front, so that way they can tell basically what's going on in there. So they had like this little metal piece that kind of looked like a T, It kind of looked like a T, and then they turned it sideways and dug it into my mouth. Now, I don't know if I have an unusually small mouth on the inside or what, but everything that they put in my mouth always seemed to be digging at the soft tissue, and I was always uncomfortable, and it always was like so weird. So they put it in like this side, and then they tell you to bite down on it really hard while they take a picture, and it was always digging in the top and the bottom half. Meanwhile, they've got like this little piece here that you're biting down on. So they took the x-rays of my teeth, and then I was upside down for them to do, I guess, the cleaning and a more thorough exam. So after they kind of dug around a little bit, and they used like this little pick to kind of, you know, clean, I guess, the insides of your mouth, you know, the hard to reach places. And then they just asked me a bunch of questions about my teeth, like these capped ones, and how there's no adult teeth growing in underneath them. I do still have my wisdom teeth, and just overall how I bite down. Like I've said in the video, I have lockjaw, so it definitely was a struggle to keep my mouth open for so long without just feeling the pain. And then yeah, they just did an overall exam and told me what they found. So overall, the first appointment wasn't all that special. I think it was just more nerves than anything. I don't know if they could have done anything if they wanted to, because as we know, I had 5 cavities, so they couldn't really like do it that day. It was a long appointment. I was in there for at least an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that was just a cleaning and some x-rays. Normally they have the dentist assistant, I guess, the dental assistant doing the cleaning, but I actually had the dentist herself. She was the one that was cleaning my teeth, making sure everything was okay. I was worried about some discoloration on one of the back teeth in the back, so that was one of the reasons why I was nervous to go to the dentist, because I thought I was going to need a root canal, but it just happened to be a mandible tattooing. So apparently it's pretty common if you get like this silver caps or whatever to fill cavities, not like the cap down here, but like little pieces to fill in cavities. Sometimes it can eventually kind of, the coloring bleeds into your gums, so it can kind of turn a little bit of a silverish color. So that's what I thought. I thought I needed a root canal or something was going wrong, and I'm like, but I'm brushing every day, how can that be? Well, apparently it is just a tattooing that happens on the skin sometimes. So, but she said everything else looked really, really good. So overall, I was happy with my first appointment. But my second appointment was definitely nerve-wracking, and a lot went on, and I have to say I was so nervous that I almost didn't want to come back to my third appointment. So the second appointment, as we've seen from the clips that I've put in here, now that I'm back home, I can go over my second appointment without the numb mouth, the weird facial expressions, so let's just get into my second appointment. On this appointment, they took care of 2 of the cavities on the left side here. So what they first did is I did the intake again, making sure I had no symptoms, came right in, they numbed up my mouth, made sure that nothing was gonna be felt today. The needles were obviously painful because they're needles going into your mouth. A lot of poking and prodding and, you know, making sure it was numb. And then the tarp went on. Now, if you guys don't know what I mean, you haven't been to the dentist in a while, because this, everybody knows. The tarp is, I'll insert a picture of me with the tarp on here. So what it is it is a big, gigantic, rubbery feeling square piece that they put over your mouth. So they've got like a little clamp that, from what I gather, I don't know if this is actually how it happens, but this is what it feels like. So it's a little clamp that goes on the same side as your mouth, and they clamp it down onto the tooth that they're going to be working on, and then they stretch the tarp across your mouth and attach this little hook to attach to the other side. So now you've got this big old tarp spreading open your mouth so nothing falls down your throat as they're working on your teeth. I freaked out, guys. I panicked so so hard. So there's nothing wrong with the dental assistant, but I did not have much confidence as she was putting this on. So she put the clamp on the tooth, but then it moved as she was trying to stretch it to the other side. So then she went back and was trying to fix it. And it took a long time for her to get this on my tooth. So I was already freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, she can't do it properly. What am I gonna do? And then they leave. She left for a good solid, I think 5 minutes. It felt longer because I was able to take a picture. I was able to do a bunch of stuff as she left. It felt like forever. So she left. I had the tarp over my mouth. I can't really swallow, you know, I can't really do anything. I can't close my mouth. So here I am freaking out. I'm having a mini panic attack. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here with this thing on my mouth. So I'm just freaking out. So I'm like trying to calm myself down as I'm like hyperventilating because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. I started tearing up a little bit, but I'm trying to tell myself to calm down. You don't want to be freaking out as the dentist is coming in. But the whole time I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't. This is why I haven't gone to the dentist in so long. I can't do it. I'm gonna freak out. I can't swallow, I can't talk if I have to, I can't do anything. I'm absolutely paralyzed and I don't feel like this person did it properly. So that's a lot to take in. And I am a very like open, honest, emotional person. So I was freaking out. I'm sitting there going, you know, and then I'm trying to tell myself to breathe. I swore at myself. I was like, bitch, you better get this shit together because I'm losing it. So finally I managed to calm myself down. I took a picture so I could have, it was mostly for myself, so I could be like, this is what it looks like from the other side. They've done this a bajillion times. You're gonna be fine. There is nothing wrong. Well, it felt like it was still taking forever, so here I am panicking again, and I'm like, it's gonna be fine. They're almost here, and then once it's done, it's done. You're fine. Like I said, it felt like it took forever, and I feel like that was the worst part for me. The absolute worst part for me was sitting in that chair with the tarp on my mouth. The big old tent, you know, that paralyzes you and says you can't swallow, you can't talk, you can't do nothing if something goes wrong. Don't like it. But it was fine. Overall, we got through it. So after the dentist finally came back, she asked me how I was doing. Obviously, I can't really answer with her, and I went, meh. So she starts digging around, making sure that I'm all numb. And then of course comes the big old toys that she's got, you know, the big old tools. She's got the drill. She let me listen to my audiobook. So I had my audiobook up loud and growing louder as the tools are turning on and all of this other stuff. There is something about that drill noise that just gets to everybody, and I am no exception. I did not like the sound of it. Overall, it didn't hurt, but it definitely did not sound good. I had one headphone in, one headphone out, so that way in case there was something she needed to tell me, I would hear it. So anyway, tarp on my mouth, she's drilling away, she's picking at things, she's making big old holes in my tooth so she can fill it with her stuff. And it took a long time. Again, she was doing 2 on the top. I mean, it took a long time because she was doing 2 of them at the same time, but they were very close together. So, I would say altogether this appointment took about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It was, I feel like I made it to be worse than it actually was, but from the panic attack I had, that was the reason I didn't want to come back for the next appointment, because I did not want it on my face again. I did not want to be panicking. I did not want to be freaking out. But at the end of the day, I knew I had to come back. But let's go back to the second appointment. So the second appointment, she finally finished drilling everything, putting everything there. The texture is very different from previous ones I've gotten. Most of the cavities that I had when I was a child, they got filled with like a silver kind of material, whereas now it seems to be more of like a white, rougher material or a more textured material. At least that's what it feels like to my tongue as I'm touching it. So it was a little weird, I gotta say, because I haven't had a cavity filled in years. So all of a sudden there's like this new feeling in my mouth, which definitely was weird and really hard not to play with. Because they tell you, don't play with it with your tongue. And of course you try not to, but when somebody tells you not to touch something, what are you gonna do? Touch it. So anyway, so she finished that, and then what they did is they got me to bite down on a bunch of different stuff, because my bite isn't full straight either. The front comes forward just a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough that, you know, they wished it was a little bit straighter, but it's more just the front teeth too, but whatever. So I got to like bite down on this, it feels like this weird like piece of paper or something. They got me to bite down where the cavities were and, you know, grind my teeth a little bit. So I really honestly don't know what it is. I probably should have asked, and I remember doing it as a kid, but, and then I got like this weird, like I remember as a kid they would give you like that little mouth guard looking thing, and they would put like the foam or like a flavored thing in there as they put it in your mouth, and then you just had to sit there for a little bit with it. Well, this one, no, they straight out got like this weird cocking gun, and she just rubbed it and squirted it into my mouth. Yeah, it was weird, it was gross, and I didn't like it. What can you do when you've gotta fix your teeth? You're in the hands of the dentist. So they fixed everything up and they sent me on my way, numbed mouth and everything. And all I have to say is it freaked me out, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I was panicking, and it sounds so stupid because I am an adult woman. But it creeped me out. It frightened me. Not for normal reasons, I guess, but just the idea of not being able to do anything or talk or, you know, swallow or anything in case of an emergency or, you know, whatever. Just being, I've seen way too many horror movies that didn't end up well when someone's in a vulnerable position. So it took a lot, but that appointment happened just like a couple of days, I think 2 or 3 days after my initial appointment, so I didn't really have time to comprehend things or take things in. But I do have another appointment coming up in a week. So here I am going, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do it, and this one is going to be a longer appointment. It's gonna be closer to 2.5 hours, they said. So here I am freaking out that I have to get it done again, and I'm just hoping things go well. So yeah. So that was my adventure to the dentist so far. I do have at least 2 appointments coming up. One will be the next side where they will take care of 3 cavities, which are the final ones, and then it's a mouth guard fitting. So this mouth guard is supposed to just help me adjust with my lockjaw, and is supposed to keep my jaw in a relaxed position so they could kind of ease that a little bit. Will I use it? I don't know. My benefits were running out because, as most of you know, I've lost my job now due to COVID, so I kind of just see it as preemptively getting the things that I need and then trying to be an adult about it and use it. So we'll see how that goes. I will bring you guys along and we'll see how it goes. Well, that's another update on me and the dentist. I will see you guys in the next video where we work on the other side. And hopefully I don't have any more horror stories to tell you about that side of my mouth. I will see you guys in that video, as well as several others coming up. If you haven't seen my first video, I will put it down in the description below. And if you have, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, bitches!